Hey guys, how's it going? It's Andy from MagooInvesting. Today we're going to be continuing the Robinhood Top Stocks series. We're going to be talking about Home Depot, ticker symbol HD. And so Home Depot is a very interesting stock in the aspect of analysts look at how the stock is doing on earnings as an indication of how the economy is doing overall, based off of if people are investing into their house, people are confident about the economy. I'm not super up to date on exactly what they're looking for, but after poor earnings last week, the stock has fallen. That being said, the stock is still up over 20% year to date and is doing very well. And so in this episode, we're going to be talking about the technical analysis on Home Depot. We're going to be taking a look to see what the analysts have to say for the 12-month outlook on the stock. And then I'm going to be talking about any short or long-term potential plays I see. As of right now, it was sitting in a nice channel going up. And since falling from the news, it has fallen out of that channel. So I'm going to talk about where I think the stock could be headed next, or if it's going to just jump right back up into that channel and keep pushing up. We're also going to be talking about the dividend, as it is a decent dividend stock with, I believe, a yield of around 2%. Nothing crazy, but it is something to take into account. And also just a heads up, I recorded this on Monday morning, as by the time this video comes out, I will be sitting in Chicago, probably freezing my butt off. Also, I'm wearing another Warriors jacket in another video. My parents like to keep the house very cold. So this will be recorded in advance, so if there's any discrepancies in the stock price from the day it's released compared to when I recorded it, that's why. Also, I'm not a licensed financial advisor, so I'd highly recommend talking to a professional, someone who can find you the best places to put your money going forward. And with that being said, let's hop on the computer and talk about Home Depot, ticker symbol HD. So here we are on Robinhood today. We're going to be taking a look at Home Depot. As you can see, my account is doing very well, thanks in fact to Bitcoin being up 8%, PayPal at 2.5%, Twitter up 1.5%, Starbucks up 0.8%, and TQQ up 3%. So a pretty nice day to start off this short week. Let's take a look at Home Depot. So as you can see, things are absolutely horizontal. And so let's go take a look further back to see what we can see about Home Depot. As you can see, it's been sliding after its earnings report. 1 month, you can see it was doing kind of all right and then fell from earnings. 3 month is pretty even. 1 year is up 28% and 5 years is up 121%. So as you can see, it's had very good returns. Just the past week has been a little rough because of earnings, but 5% isn't worth hitting the panic button over it. So it's up, or it's a 59% buy rating with 12,000 people owning it. Dividend ratio of 2.24. So that's pretty good. Now let's go take a look at the stock overall. So I went in, and since I'm kind of short on time because I've got a plane to catch in an hour, I went and charted out some of the zones that were interesting to me. And some of the important things were, I charted this zone right here because this was the drop. This is where the year started. And since then, it's been pretty steadily been going up in this channel. I drew this zone as it looks like it's been respected a decent amount of times. But when we go look at this channel, the thing that kind of worries me is it's kind of fallen out of it a little bit. As you can see, it's fallen out a couple other times and jumped back in. So as a result, when it's been pushed down by this bad news after the earnings, I'm going to give it a couple days to kind of see what happens. If it's not a very well-established channel, it's something where I'm kind of waiting to see what happens. It's very possible that it comes down and tests this zone right here, so I will give that an alert to see what happens. But I think it's very possible, like right here, it dropped down and then shot back up. It did have help from earnings, so that kind of helps it a lot. Same thing over here. The difference here is earnings happened and it pushed it down out of the channel. So I'm kind of wary about that overall. I still think that more than likely for a long-term investment, based off of the track record that it's had, based off of, like, look at these returns. It's ridiculous. It's been very steady. I think this is kind of the time where it's a good idea to wait on the sidelines to see what it wants to do. It's not worth getting into a trade just because it's had a better deal than it's been in a while, and then it just falls even further. I'd highly recommend waiting until it comes down, test this 210 area, 209, and kind of see what it does. There's no rush to jump into a stock like this. It's not going to be moving 10% in one day. It's not volatile enough for that. But based off the track record, for a long-term play, I really like it. It's got beautiful returns. It's kind of at a discount right now. I'd like for it to come a little lower and test this 210 area before I was willing to take position. But overall, long-term investment, Home Depot looks very nice. So here we are on CNN looking at the price forecast. So it's currently up 27% year to date, which is crazy for a stock that does not move very much. So Home Depot has been killing it this year. As you can see, the upper end is up 23% and the down is down 12%. So that's pretty good. 2 to 1 profit to risk ratio, so I like that a lot. Even the median is green, so that's a good sign. Plus the dividend it gives. If it had a 12% year plus the 2% dividend, that's pretty solid. It'll probably outpace the market overall, and that's pretty attractive. When we go to Yahoo, they have it as a buy near fair value, down in the short and medium term, most likely because of the bad news from the earnings, and then up in the long term. So I totally agree with them. Their 1 year price estimate is 140 or 240. So that's kind of lower than what their median is here, but it's still looks pretty good. I like Home Depot a lot. It's not going to be making you a lot of money, but for a reliable, well-established company, I really like Home Depot overall. Overall, I think Home Depot is just kind of a stock that should be looked at for a little bit until it decides what it's going to be doing. When you have recent news based off of earnings, a lot of time the momentum will continue to push it down, and it won't respect any supports that it's previously had. So as a result, it's going to be on my watch list, kind of something to see. Maybe it starts setting up a support around the $205 mark, which I charted on TD Ameritrade. But if it continues to fall past that, we have some other zones charted out there. So the dividend is not attractive enough to take a position blindly just based off of the dividend yield if the stock is just going to continue to fall. For a long-term investment, I think that Home Depot is a pretty decent opportunity. I would like it to fall a little further as it's been up 20% this year, and I'd like it to fall a little further to give more margin for profit in the future. So Home Depot I don't think is a great swing trade just because it doesn't move enough. The stock price analysts lowered their forecast just today, and the stock is pretty much even. So for many stocks, if the price forecast gets lowered and the analysts have bad things to say about it, the stock usually falls at least 1 or 2%. And Home Depot, let's see, at the time of recording this is up 1 cent. So it's pretty flat. So it's not really reacting to that, but I'd like to see a couple more days of movement to kind of see if the stock may be setting up a support or it's just going to continue to fall if further news pushes it down. So Home Depot is a good long-term investment in my opinion, but I don't think there's any money to be made really for a short-term swing trade just because it doesn't move enough. But let me know what you think about Home Depot in the comment section down below. And if there's a company or an idea you'd like me to go over in a future video, please leave it in the comment section down below and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on the next episode of Robinhood Top Stocks. Thanks for watching.